Dear friends, welcome to this week's virtual drasha. This week we have the incredible privilege of Parshas Vayetzei. And as the name of the parsha indicates, Vayetzei Yaakov Avinu left the familiarity, I would say the safety, but it wasn't quite a safe place for him, of the familial home, to venture forth to his mother's family, to the house of Lavan, to find the wife. Now, of course, there's much backdrop to this story, because, of course, last week's parsha, we had the entire episode with the blessings, the birthright. So Yaakov Avinu wasn't just going for a shidduch. Yaakov Avinu was going because his mother told him, your life is in danger, your life is at stake. So Vayetzei Yaakov, and the Torah then goes on to tell the incredible story, and it really is perhaps one of the most dramatic stories in the entire Torah. Yaakov Avinu goes to Lavan, meets Rachel, then marries Leah, marries Rachel. The trickery and chicanery of Lavan, the beginning of the birth of the Shvatim, the family of Yaakov Avinu, incredibly dramatic. And in general, when we speak about the life of Yaakov Avinu, so remember, Chazal tell us that each of the avos, each of the patriarchs davened a particular prayer. Yaakov davened Shachris in the morning, Yitzchak davened Mincha in the afternoon, and Yaakov davened Ma'ariv. Now, of course, we know it doesn't literally mean that Avram Avinu davened Shachris as we have it in the Siddur, Yitzchak, Mincha, Yaakov Ma'ariv, rather refers to the time of day. And the commentaries point out that the association between a particular patriarch, and the time of day in which he prayed is not by accident. Avram Avinu davens in the morning because Avram Avinu really lived and really initiated the dawn of monotheism. Yitzchak Avinu was the bridge between his father and his son. He was Mincha, that bridge tefillah. And Yaakov Avinu davens at night. Yaakov Avinu's tefillah is Ma'ariv, because Yaakov Avinu's life, more than his father, more than his grandfather, was filled with incredible adversity. And although, again, Avram has his challenges in adversity, and Yitzchak has his challenges in adversity, and again, we all know that in life, it never makes sense to compare one person's suffering to another person, right? There's always someone who's suffering more. But just because someone is suffering more, it doesn't minimize or doesn't take away the pain or the difficulty of my challenges. But yet, comparatively, when we look at Yaakov Avinu's life compared to his father and his grandfather, Yaakov Avinu lived a very tumultuous existence. From the beginning, even if you think about it, even from the time that he was in utero. Last week's parsha, the struggle with Esav already began in the womb and continued, enemy after enemy, adversary after adversary, difficulty after difficulty. This was Yaakov Avinu's life. His life, to a very large degree, was a Ma'ariv, was an evening prayer, nighttime representing time of uncertainty, difficulty, sadness, tragedy. This really was the life of our third patriarch. In fact, if you fast forward a couple of weeks, when Yaakov Avinu meets Paro, so Paro says to him, how old are you? And again, it wasn't just like how old are you, it was like, how old are you? You look so weathered by the difficulty and challenges in life. And Yaakov Avinu says that my years have been few and difficult. Yaakov Avinu had a difficult life. But one of the great things that we learn from Yaakov Avinu is how to weather life's challenges. Because pretty much anything and everything that a human being could suffer through, Yaakov Avinu suffered through. He had it. He had just a whole host of challenges and difficulties, yet he remained standing. And so somehow embedded in Yaakov Avinu's life is the formula for us to meet our own challenges. And I think that the Torah already tells us Yaakov Avinu's formula already at the beginning of this week's parsha. I want to draw your attention to a fascinating pasuk. So remember, this is the beginning of the parsha. Yaakov Avinu has just left the familial home, venturing his way to Haran, to the house of Lavan. And it says, Vayifka b'makom v'yovan sham ki bo hashemesh. So it's actually a very strange pasuk. Rashi has tremendous commentary on this, but literally, again, Vayifka b'makom, he happened upon the place. What exactly the place is? Beit El, the Harabayis, Yushalayim, whatever it is, different time. But he happens upon the place, Vayala and Sham, he goes to sleep there, Ki bo hashemesh, because the sun went down. Vayikach me'avne hamakom, he took from the stones of the place, Vayasame rashosaf, he put it around his head, Vayishkav b'makom hahu, and he slept in this place. So again, this is Perek Chavches, chapter 28, verse 11, pasuk Yud Aleph, the second pasuk in the parsha. And then afterwards, the Torah tells us, Vayachalom, it's in this place, after this whole introduction, that the Torah tells us that Yaakov Avinu had his dream. And this is the dream where, again, he dreams, he sees the ladder with the base on the earth, the head of the ladder ascending into the heavens, the angels going up and down the ladder, and it's here that HaKadosh Baruch Hu communicates with Yaakov Avinu for the first time, assuring him, I am the God of your father, I will take care of you, I will see you through all of life's challenges. Incredible. But one has to ask why the Torah feels the need to give us so much detail in the introduction. Yaakov Avinu happened upon the place. He slept there because the sun went down. He took from the stones. He put him around his head. Right? Just tell me. He had a dream. Really? Right? It would seem to be. That's the ikar of all this. Yaakov Avinu had a dream. Tell me what the dream is. Get into the substance. Tachlis. Why do I need all of the introduction? And I think, perhaps, the Torah Kedosha is telling us about how to deal with adverse or difficult circumstances. Vayifka b'makom. Sometimes in life you come upon a makom, you come upon a place. There are circumstances in life that we do not choose. We don't choose. Vayalen sham. Vayalen sham means I'm going to be stuck in these circumstances for some amount of time. You know, there are realities, dear friends, in life where I find myself in a situation, and no matter what I do, at least for now, whatever now is, for the foreseeable future, whether that's an hour or a year, this is my circumstance. These are my set of circumstances. This is my situation. Ki bo hashemesh, the sun has set. I am going to be in a difficult circumstance for the foreseeable future. There is nothing I can do to go ahead and change my circumstances. So what do? What do you do? And again, the detail, vayifka b'makom. Sometimes you come to a situation in life where you cannot change it. Ki ba shemesh, and it's difficult, it's dark. There's nothing for you to do. Vayalen sham, you're going to be there for the foreseeable future and you can't change it. So what do you do when you find yourself in this type of situation? Vayikach me'avnei hamakom. Take from the stones of the place in which you are. Vayasem erashasav. Surround your head. Secure yourself. Vayishka b'makamahu. Settle yourself in this place. Or in other words, lean into it. Sometimes when you find yourself in circumstances of life that you cannot change, that this is going to be my circumstance no matter what I do. You know, there are some things in life where you could change your circumstances. And then there are other vayifka b'makom moments where you can't change it. The sun is going down. This is where you're going to sleep. This is where you're going to be. So what do? The Torah Kedosha tells us, lean into it. Lean into it. Embrace it. Accept it. Yes, these are not the circumstances I want. This is not the situation I want. And yeah, I'd give anything to change it, but I can't. So what do? Own it. What do? Lean into it. What do? Take from the stones, take from the building blocks of the circumstances in which you're in and make it your own. Surround your head, surround your life, surround your body. This is where I am. And this is where I'm going to be, at least for the foreseeable future. Whatever that future is, I would love to change it, but I can't change it. So instead, I'm going to own it. I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to surround myself. But in the midst of all that, the Torah then goes on. And the Torah says, Vayachalom. But you have to keep dreaming. Because although there are circumstances in life that you can't change, and there are situations in life where things are going to be difficult for the foreseeable future, and there's nothing you can do to change that right now. Step one is lean into it. Own it. Make it yours, accept it. Stop expending energy trying to change things that you can't change. Stop trying to wish things away that can't be wished away. Stop saying, oh, I thought my life was going to be like this, when it's not like that. This is what it is. Lean into it, own it, but at the same time, dream. And remember that at some point, sometime, some way, somehow, things will get better. Things will get different. Things will change. Hold on to your dream. What's your dream? What's your dream for the period of time when the night ends? What's your dream ultimately, again, for when that layla ki ba hashemesh, right? When the sun comes up, what's your dream for yourself, for your future? What do you want to do when the difficulties pass? Who do you want to be when you are still standing, when the dawn arises? What do you want to do? Vayachalom chalom. Vayachalom, he dreamt. V'nei sulam mutzav arza. Right now, the ladder, the base of the ladder is on the ground. And right now, I'm stuck, I'm mired in these circumstances. V'rosho magia hashamayma. But the head of the ladder, extends however high I want it to go. Whatever you want for your future, whoever you want to be, it's still possible. It's still attainable. You see, the difficulty of overwhelming circumstances is that sometimes, we refuse to accept them as our reality, and we fight and we fight and we fight. And the fighting and the effort and the expenditure of effort doesn't change anything. Instead, it just makes us exhausted, disillusioned, and disappointed. And we also forget to continue to dream for what's going to be after the period of darkness, after the difficult circumstances. Because at the end of the day, the dawn will rise, the sun will come out. There's a tomorrow. There's a tomorrow in Meretz Hashem. There's a future. And I have to dream and I have to plan for what that's going to be. So dear friends, it turns out that as we are introduced to Yaakov Avinu on the run, Yaakov Avinu, who is about to encounter the most difficult chapters of his life. I guarantee if you asked Yaakov, what do you think was like the most difficult thing? He would have told you, Esav with the brachas, fighting with Esav in utero. Yaakov probably thought that the most difficult chapters of his life were behind him, that he was going to escape the turbulence of the home life and go somehow, I guess, to the tranquility of Lavan, to the tranquility of Haran. And little did Yaakov Avinu know that the most difficult and overwhelming periods of his life were in front of him. They weren't behind him, right? It was everything Yaakov Avinu was about to encounter was going to look like child's play based on what was ahead of him. His past would have looked like nothing compared to what the future had. Yaakov Avinu didn't even realize it. But little did he know that he was already developing the struggle muscle, right? He was already developing the coping mechanisms. He was already developing the behaviors necessary to be successful in life. And it's those same behaviors that worked for Yaakov Avinu that worked for us as well. Because Yaakov Avinu, Vayifka b'makom vayovan sham ki ba hashemesh. Yaakov Avinu was going to come to difficult circumstances. The sun was going to go down and he was going to be mired and rooted in those circumstances for the foreseeable future. And Yaakov Avinu teaches us that when you find yourself b'makom and the sun is down and you're going to have to sleep, you're going to have to stay there. Vayikach me'avnei hamakom. Take the stones of where you are. Embrace it. Embrace it. Accept it. Lean into it. Don't rage against it. Take the realities of your situation and put it around your head. Accept it. Lean into it. Make it yours. Embrace it. Because you're going to be here for a while. But as you lean into it, embrace, accept the difficulties of your present circumstances that you can't change. Vayachalom. Dream. Don't give up on the dream. Don't give up on the future. Don't resign yourself that just because this is my circumstance now, that it'll be my circumstance for the rest of my life. No. Dream and dream big. And even though the base of your ladder right now is situated and mired in the difficulties of your present circumstances, there's no telling what you could accomplish and what you could be in your future. This was the life approach which allowed Yaakov to encounter, embrace, lean into, accept, and then thrive despite all of his challenges or because of all of his challenges. And if we can embrace this same beautiful Yaakov Avinu mindset as well, this same strategy, this same life approach, then no matter how difficult or dark the night is, no matter how overwhelming the circumstances may be, the day will come where we could ascend our personalistic ladder of growth to the heights of beautiful accomplishment. Wishing everyone a good Erev Shabbos and a beautiful Shabbos Kodesh.